very happy to be with you, and thank you very much to the Democracy and Culture Foundation and the New York Times to organize this wonderful event. And we are very proud to co-curate the AI Ethics and Democracy session with, in partnership with Cathy Merini and supported by Peres. If you are all there, it's because we all know that there is currently a huge fight between models, between democratic models and autocratic models. It's not just theoretical. We are realizing, and we were maybe a bit naive, that democracy is not the direction of the time. It's something to be built. And today, the wind is not going in the right direction. It's not only a theoretical fight. It's a real military and economic fight, and potentially the context on which we will live in the future will be linked to this fight. But we have to be positive. We are in Athens, and Athens in the ancient times showed us that there were always and very often switch between models, and no one is permanent, and democracy is maybe the right to fire people instead to elect people. So everything is now still possible if we want. But today I want to say that there is another fight, and a fight which is much more anxious for me today. This fight is the threat on the election legitimacy. I'm talking here about a very simple point, which is the engine of democracy. Today, because of a huge disinformation campaign from national players or for international players, whether they are states or tech company, there is a huge risk on the legitimacy of an election. If we lose the legitimacy of an election, we lose everything. Maybe for some time there would be what we call a democrature, where there is a kind of a theater of democracy, but the reality is the people themselves are not deciding in common to the future of their life and the future of their children. So when we talk about AI and democracy, we need to make an hyper-focus on these very little things, the permanent legitimacy on the election results. So what can we do? There are basically two big axes. The first one is to practically defend the legitimacy of the election. So that there is a lot of initiatives, and there is a lot of people over there who are launching and running those initiatives to defend against disinformation. It covers the regulation side, the platform regulation, but also a lot of innovation to counter-fire disinformation. It could be a very technical AI innovation, fighting AI threats, for instance. But it also contains the education of voters, and more broadly, the building of the resilience of society. If we really want to maintain the election legitimacy, we need to consider that every citizen is a fighter itself, and is a soldier at the front of this battle, and building the resilience of the society is mainly the main way of addressing this issue. In that challenge, AI is playing a double game. It's the reason of the risk, one of the key drivers of the risk, but also there are a lot of positive initiatives of AI that can counter-fire this risk. However, there are also a second way of addressing this issue. When we talk about election legitimacy, we are under what we call the institutional democratic processes. Democracy can exist in many other ways. There could be ways of involving citizens in the running of public policy, in the codifying of public policy. There is ways to involve civilians on both sides of a border to increase the chance of peace building when there is a big conflict. There is new ways to engage citizens into multinational negotiation at a UN level, at scale. There is many ways to expand democratic principles. And in that field, AI is playing a fantastic role. AI allows citizens to access the complexity of the world, whatever be your language or your level of knowledge. AI can also help the participation and the collaboration at scales of millions of people with the World Health Organization to prepare the world to the next pandemic, for instance. So on that new front of inventing new ways of democracies to finally protect institutional democracy, AI can be really useful. That's why we launched the Alliance, the Worldwide Alliance for AI and Democracy, which is gathering 300 organizations, mainly research centers, but also NGOs, institutions, and corporates, into identifying and amplifying initiatives that help to work on those two fields. I don't want to leave you before telling that Athens showed that democracy was not never given, but was an experiment by itself, an ongoing experiment. So today, and during the 3 next days, we will have one single question, not only one single, but say one question at least, which is, are we there to discuss about protecting what we consider being democracy, or are we there to try to invent what will be the democracy, a sustainable democracy, and a sustainable free will for our citizens? Thank you very much.